It's us, the franchise. We're covering all the favorites today. Hasta la vista, baby. I'll be back. Come with me if you want to live. All the greats.
Yeah, we certainly are. And to quote Kyle Reese from this first movie, I don't know that part. I'm not into tech stuff.
Kyle Reese, man, what a drip this guy is. He's the weak link of this franchise.
I think Michael Biehn's great. Well, we'll get into it, but that's one of my favorite lines in the movie. Anyway, it's Henry Papali. Get ready for the high fives, everybody, because you know what episode this is.
Number 169.
Yeah. And, there may have been some of that action going on that was cut because, there is a naked love scene in the movie.
I couldn't believe it. I didn't remember this tender love scene.
I didn't remember that at all. I didn't remember one specific idea of this entire movie. I've seen the Terminator a few times, but it's been a very long time since I sat down, watched the whole thing from beginning to end. So there were a few surprises in here for me.
I watched a movie recently where there was a tender love scene, and I felt that it was the ghost blowjob of the movie.
Interesting.
Yeah, Menace to Society.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I've never seen that.
It's like a perfect movie, except for this one scene where like two characters you don't care that much about all of a sudden make sweet love.
There's no need.
And there's like a song in the background. It reminded me of something from the Room, You are my rose, you are my rose.
Oh, boy. Those are rough sequences to sit through.
They're great because they've got that sort of thrusting butt.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's very muscly. He's got why so, man? It's like he worked out that butt and those pecs and nothing else.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking specifically about The Room. I meant those types of scenes in general movies when they don't work are tough.
Well, they should always show butts. I'm of that belief.
The Room works on every level, so obviously I wasn't speaking of that.
Okay, good. Well, boy, jam-packed show we got for you today, gang. This is the D-Train, Daniel Ehrenberg. Over there is Henry Papali. He's got a microphone. He's got a vape. He's got probably a seltzer, right?
I got the seltzer. I got my Views vibe. I am, I'm
You're the nerdiest fucking smoker of anyone ever.
Should I put sunglasses on too and be like Styles and Teen Wolf?
Oh, I thought you were saying the Camel, the Camel cigarette spokesperson.
Oh,
God, can you believe that, Henry? That we lived in a time where there was a cartoon mascot for a cigarette.
Fucking great. Yeah, it was fucking great.
What a beautiful world we lived in.
Yeah, I'm not doing the Juul anymore. I've experimented with a couple different ones, and I've settled on this one. It's a little reminiscent of, you guessed it, a Black and Mild.
What do you have in there? THC, CBD?
I lace mine with all kinds of hallucinogenic
crystal meth?
And that's what keeps me going. So I don't know what anyone else does, but that's my thing. I got a guy, and I know how to load it myself with whatever I want to put in there. So that's how it happens over here.
You should just stop brushing. There are easier ways to get those teeth, Henry.
I don't have that issue, my friend, with this.
That's
actually
true. This tech.
I haven't. My teeth are already looking quite nicer.
Are they?
It's pretty nice, actually. It's a nice side benefit. Yeah.
Oh, how about that?
You'll be surprised when you see me pearly whites.
I'm excited to.
Difference.
Yeah.
Okay. No way advocating taking up vaping.
Why not? Who gives a shit? Who's listening? Are you kidding me? The 13-year-olds now, Henry, have done more than we ever have.
Oh, this is very true. It's what's the David Cross line? They are growing up really fucking fast now.
I feel like 12-year-olds are just in a perpetual dick suck now.
I thought my generation grew up fast. I thought Dan's generation grew up fast. No, nothing.
No, these kids now, they like barely have pubes and they're just fucking each other's faces.
And drinking and smoking and everything. So they're already reached adulthood by like 15. They've done everything. Yeah.
Yeah, they get whatever. They love Xannies.
Right.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, like Prozac was like a complete hush type of drug. You know, it was like really like, ooh, if you were on Prozac, like, oh man,
crazy.
Stay away from that person's house. You know,
They put them in a padded room. Am I right?
Oh, yes, absolutely. You know, and now they're like Tic Tacs, and I'm all right. That's fine.
Yeah, Prozac's like old hat now. Like if you're depressed, they're like, I mean, you could go on Prozac, I guess, but you probably want something harder.
There's been some medical advancements. I don't know what the last Christina Ricci movie you watched was, but you don't have to take Prozac.
Oh, I watched that movie recently.
Oh yeah, I don't. I think I saw some of it a long time ago. I don't. It's not good, is it?
It's okay. I mean, it's insane that it didn't get a theatrical release.
It didn't?
I don't think so. Did it? Like, it was like in limbo. Like, it got made like 2 years before it came out.
Okay.
It was one of those.
The Ricci Sons.
But I don't know. It's like, it feels like a professionally made movie. All right.
Hey, yeah, it's like the art of racing in the rain.
Oh, Kevin Costner's a dog, baby. It's out now. Check it out. I hope if they put out a sequel to that, we'll definitely cover it.
Oh, that really would be awesome.
Yeah. Well, we could cover A Dog's Purpose.
I feel like, I don't want to give a spoiler. I didn't see the art of racing in the rain, but something tells me that the dog dies in that movie. You think I'm right?
I hope it fucking does if it has the voice of Kevin Costner.
Sure, the dog probably dies.
See, that's a problem. I love dogs, but watching The Art of Racing in the Rain, it'd be impossible for me to feel any sort of sympathy or love for this dog because it talks like Costner.
And in latter-day Costner now, where he's got this kind of more thing
Doesn't
going
fucking matter. What? I don't find him charming in his early days.
I'm not into movies where animals have voices that aren't animated, so it's a hard sell. Hard sell for me.
Yeah. Especially, that dog must sound laconic.
Yeah, and honest, what does a dog have to be laconic about? A cat, sure. I've never met
especially when you're jet-setting around with Milo Ventimiglia.
Right. I've never met a laconic dog before. I really haven't.
I have. Are you kidding me?
Have you really? A laconic dog? I haven't. They're always just kind of happy and dumb, you know?
I've seen some dogs that seem like bummed. Like upset that they're alive.
Not this dog, and he's racing rain.
Yeah,
I don't understand the title.
Well, the dog owner is a race car driver, Henry.
Okay, right.
So racing in the rain, I imagine, would be quite an art form.
That's dangerous or something? Okay.
Yeah, watch those curves, baby.
I see. Boy, that's 2 reasons for me not to see the movie. All right.
Okay, so
All right.
Jam-packed show today. I said a while back, and then we got to nothing. But let's talk about it. The Terminator, and what we've also got for you is 1984 list. Check. Yeah. We've got best of Cameron, best and worst, everything ranked, and Arnold Schwarzenegger ranked.
Correct.
Or what do you want to start with, Hank? Maybe let's just dig into the Terminator and then we'll backtrack for some of the stuff.
Oh, really?
Well, okay. Just the stats.
Sure. That's just normal format of the show. Go for it.
That's right. So it was directed, you might not know this, by James Cameron. He will not let you forget. Nope. And the credit, of course, is co-written by James Cameron with a story credit by Gail Ann Hurd. And this is incorrect on many levels, apparently.
Yeah.
So Gail Ann Hurd, of course, was the producer of this film. Would not have gotten made without her. She gave James Cameron some notes on the script, which he used.
Sure.
And then, because he used her ideas, she felt that it was okay to give herself a story credit on the movie.
I think that's a fair.
Does that check out to you?
It does to me.
Not to Cameron.
No, not to Jim's.
No, he maintains to this day that she did not deserve a story credit on the movie. Everything in the movie is me. I am James Cameron. I created the Terminator in all its many forms. It was me. Now, of course, that's not true either, because classic sci-fi writer Harlan Ellison sued the makers of the Terminator and won out of court. We don't know how much he won or what percentage he got, or we don't even know sort of what happened in that trial, because everyone signed a non-disclosure agreement.
Right.
But we do know that Harlan Ellison won the case.
See, I agree with you. That's a win. So like I love it when people like Jimmy Cameron try to act like settling out of court was like a win for him.
Well, that's his whole thing. James Cameron will not let anyone have fucking credit.
Right. And it's just like, no, that pretty much means that the judge said you ripped him off, and Harlan Ellison just didn't feel like going through all that time and trial, so you'll just give him millions of dollars.
Harlan Ellison doesn't care. He just wants to walk away with some money and a credit on the movie, both of which he got.
Movie. Yeah.
Yeah, of course he liked the movie. It's his ideas.
Yeah, right. Oh, he got a credit on the movie? I don't remember that.
Yeah, it said not on the theatrical release, I think, but certainly the version I watched said inspired by the works of Harlan Ellison.
Oh,
it didn't even say one particular work, which leads me to believe that Cameron ripped off a bunch of different shit.
Sure, absolutely.
The one we know about is an Outer Limits episode called Soldier, which I've never seen before. I mean, I don't think so. I watched a shit ton of Outer Limits when I was a kid. But I read about it, and it sounds like the Terminator.
Yeah, right. And then there was another one, too, I think I saw cited.
Well,
but yeah,
there might be many more.
Yeah, like 30 stories. Inspired. You should have just put inspired by The Outer Limits and Harlan Ellison.
Yeah. But certainly just written by me, James Cameron.
Sure.
I don't know why I'm giving him that voice. He sounds like fucking George Lucas.
Yeah, you're right. It's much wimpier, nasally man.
Look at me. I shaved my beard. I'm James Cameron now.
He's got kind of that thing going on with it, and then he like grew his hair out for a little bit, and he had shaved the beard, grew the hair out. Women find him devastating, though, I will say that.
Yeah. He makes up in personality what he lacks in chins.
I always, of all the women he's been married to, I think it's 4.
5.
I'm sorry, 5.
Well, I want to add another wrinkle to the Gail Ann Hurd situation, where he will not give her credit, which is that he was married to her at the time and still refused to give her credit.
Prick.
This piece of fucking shit. So yeah, Gail Ann Hurd was, I believe, his second wife. He was married to like an actual person in like the 70s. And then he like joined the film industry, and so he got rid of her. And he married Gail Ann Hurd, who got the Terminator made for him. And then he divorced her. He around the time of the late 80s, he started to think of himself as an artist. And so he wanted to marry a real artist so he could maybe, like, through osmosis, get some of her talent. And so that was Catherine Bigelow.
Catherine Bigelow, yes.
Then he needed to get T2 made, so he divorced her and married Linda Hamilton.
Right.
And then on the set of Titanic, he met Susie Amos, who is the singular most boring person on the planet. And he was like, finally, someone who I can fucking alpha the shit out of. And so he dumped his fourth strong lady wife and married Susie Amos.
So you could almost say James Cameron slept his way to stardom.
You might, yeah.
Yeah.
As much as Sharon Stone did.
Yeah, and it should be revealed in case you're just joining us for the first episode ever. I doubt that, but welcome if you are.
People might be. People like the Terminator.
No. I'm saying we hate James Cameron. Just Dan and I. We've talked shit about him a lot, and it's actually refreshing because he is not somebody I believe that we generally have lately denigrated and shit upon those people who are like, seems like they always fall in the realm of pervert or race.
Yeah, to just talk shit about someone who's just an asshole. Yeah, just a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. Like it's
a good point.
He's just a jerk off.
And I don't even hate him as a director. He's a pretty talented filmmaker, but he's just a piece of shit.
He's a piece of shit, and it's one of those examples for me where his ego so far outweighs his output that it makes him more fun to make fun of. Because I mean, I can tell you right now, I'm looking at my list here.
Let's say him.
Movies.
Let's do the Cameron ranking since we're talking about him.
James Cameron rankings.
All right, so how many have you seen? I've seen them all, by the way, except for Piranha 2: The Spawning.
Okay, so you're going to go first then.
And I didn't include any writing, not directing credits.
Neither did I. Yeah.
Okay, so how many on your list?
6.
Okay, I have 8.
Oh, all right.
No, he hasn't made that many movies, dude.
No, he hasn't, which belies my point. So go ahead.
Because he's a guy who will just like every 2 years announce the next movie he's making and then just never fucking make the movie.
It's true. And, he's not even like, and also, by the way, in my personal opinion, I think Dan would agree with me on this. Another guy does that a lot, a Brit whom I love very much, and that's Ridley Scott. He announces things that he's planning
But Ridley Scott's constantly making movies. He just always has like 10 things in development because he's also a producer.
That's what I was going to say.
I know.
Yeah, I was going to say that whilst he will say I'm making the next Alien movie in the future, in between he'll fucking do The Counselor, or he'll just he'll be always working, and I like that. And he's usually something of quality. So I think he's far higher, and he is a pretty fucking big ego too. But
Cameron, he's got fucking 6 Avatar movies in development, and fucking no one knows if they're ever gonna come out. No one knows what the fuck he's doing on a day-to-day basis. Is he gonna make that Spider-Man movie he's been threatening to make since 1995?
Right. And more importantly, I may not speak for the masses here, but I don't care.
No, I do, because I really want to talk about Avatar on the show.
Well, that's different. That's a business concern of yours.
I mean, Avatar 2, it's as rare to find that movie as it is to find unobtainium.
All right, go ahead. Number 8.
Avatar, this is fucking worst.
Yeah. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Never saw it. Never will.
I know. You will.
Oh, right. If
if a sequel emerges from the deep.
Dead. I'll be dead by the time that comes out. Avatar, number 8, worst James Cameron movie.
Yeah, number 7, I have this here, Aliens of the Deep. This was an IMAX documentary that he directed, and it's like one of the only IMAX, in the early days of IMAX, I went to see this just to see what IMAX was like.
Identical story to me, and it's my worst James Cameron movie at number 6. Yeah, me too, man. I was like, oh, what's this IMAX thing? It's a fucking terrible piece of shit, this movie. It's
just shots of wreckage.
It doesn't even make... No, there's two now. Wait a minute. Now, Ghosts of the Abyss is his
That's
thing
the
with-
one I saw. I didn't see
No,
Aliens
no,
of
no.
the Deep. Okay, so Ghosts of the Abyss is my number 7.
Oh, I didn't see that shit because I was related to Titanic.
Yeah. If there's one thing James Cameron loves, it's getting married. If there's a second thing, it's wreckage.
Well, that comes into this piece of wreckage, and that's my number 6. Yes, the worst movie I've seen of his in the theater, Aliens of the Deep, which has this bizarro, quasi non-marine biology mystical feeling about creatures in the ocean that pretty much don't exist, and he has like these CGI shots of aliens. It's so fucking dumb.
The ocean's so deep, there are places we've never seen before. I wonder what that might look like. It's remember that
it until Planet Earth came out 2 years later and then just shown him.
Yeah, was it the History Channel that did Life After People? That was what if the world ended? Maybe some creatures would come out of the wreckage. Maybe they'd look like this. We consulted scientists.
They did. Yeah, the once reputable for about 2 years History Channel. Yeah. Anyway,
Nazis.
Aliens of the Deep is fucking garbage. Yeah, that's terrible. That's number 6. What's your number?
My number 6 is The Abyss.
That's my number 5.
Okay. Yeah, not much you could say about that movie. It's all right.
I thought you liked that movie.
I do. It's fine. It's a 3.
It's not. Yeah. Oh, I wouldn't say that. I'd go 2.
All right. Number 5 for me is Titanic.
Never saw it. All right.
Yeah.
Number 4. It's an enjoyable movie. Nothing I would really write home about. I mean, I know it was a big hit, but and it's good. True Lies.
That's my number 4. You know, it gets in, it gets out. It's fun. You see Curtis's boobs. It's all right. Tom Arnold's weirdly good in it.
Sure, absolutely. It's a competently made action movie, and Arnold's great in it.
This is the second podcast this week, Henry, where I've praised a Tom Arnold performance.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. You are right.
What's going on? Next week, I'm just going to be like, you know what's an underrated film? Carpool. Carpool is great. He and John Pankow are the next Wilder and Pryor, baby. And then Big Bully. That was another classic. All right, anyway, number 3. What's your number 3?
My number 3, and you know, this could change, but as of now, and it's been this way for a while, is Terminator 2.
Okay, my number 3 is The Terminator.
Okay, and my number 2 is The Terminator.
Henry, we're going to be at odds today.
Well, I knew that.
Number 2 is Terminator 2, Judgment Day for me.
Well, the best movie James Cameron ever made for me is really quite up there. It's Aliens.
Yeah, that's what I have here.
Oh, you said we're going to be at odds.
No, we're going to be at odds because you think that Terminator is a better movie than Terminator 2? In what fucking universe do you live in?
I just said I haven't rewatched T2 in a very long time.
Yeah, but we just rewatched Terminator.
That's right, and it's a problematic movie.
It's not that problematic. It's pretty.
It's got
great,
issues,
but it definitely has issues.
No, so we're in agreement. I mean, Aliens is a great movie.
Yeah.
It's his best movie, and for me,
I did have to think Aliens or T2. I mean, I thought for only 10 seconds, but
I know you love T2, so I wasn't sure you'd have Aliens on there.
Yeah, that's definitely better.
No, it's a fucking awesome movie. Dare I say it, an action masterpiece.
I would agree. All right. Okay, so this movie came out October 26th, 1984, just in time for Halloween, on a budget of $6.4 million, and it came in with a box office of $78.3 million. Big hit. It came in at number 21 at the box office for 1984. It came right in between Red Dawn and City Heat.
City Heat.
Yeah, I don't know what that is either.
Yeah, all right.
But here's the big news that blew me away.
All right.
There are 2 franchise movies from 1984 that we have covered that made more money than The Terminator, and you wouldn't expect either of them.
Well, Beverly Hills Cop and Ghostbusters, right?
But you would expect those.
All right. The plot thickens.
These are mind-blowing, because I know Terminator wasn't like the mind-blowing hit and a half that T2 was. But,
right,
I mean, it still made $78 million on a $6 million budget.
All right, so let me guess. I think I have them mentioned on my list and my honorable mention. So that would have to be Gremlins.
No, we have covered both.
Oh,
of these
I'm sorry,
movies.
Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
No, you'd expect that.
Oh my God,
Henry.
All right, I give up.
This movie was beaten at the box office by both 2010. Okay.
Wow.
And Breakin'.
Get the fuck out of
I
here.
swear.
Breakin' made I didn't remember how much money that made.
Well, this is also domestic box office. Terminator might have made more. Whatever.
Wow. Never in my wildest dreams would I have thought Breakin'.
Yeah, Breakin'. All right, so T1, we're going to talk about it. James Cameron originally wrote the part of the Terminator for a slimmer gentleman, and the part was offered to both Sylvester Stallone and Mel Gibson.
Yeah, and Burt Reynolds and Frank Sinatra.
I didn't read that. I don't buy it.
I'm joking.
Oh, okay.
A Die Hard continuum.
Oh, right, of course. You know who the studio wanted to play? So, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Cameron originally met with for Reese.
Okay.
Right. And then he liked the idea of him as the Terminator and hired him on the spot. Meanwhile, do you know who the studio wanted to play Kyle Reese?
I know I read it, but I don't recall right now.
O.J. Simpson.
Oh, yes.
Juice.
They wanted him to play the Terminator, but they didn't think that audiences would believe that he was a killer, and this was my favorite part of the quote, at the time.
Right. Well, since he has killed people.
Time. Right. Yeah. At the time. But I just love that little quote, that caveat in the quote. They didn't believe he'd be a killer at the time. It's almost like a sad way to put it. You could have left that out. You know, you could have just said, audiences would have believed he'd be a killer. We have to add at the time to fucking, oh my God.
It wasn't until that bloody glove.
Right. They might as well have just said what they're thinking. You don't have to like fucking.
Right, you might as well say, like, pre-murder spree, we didn't believe he was a murderer.
Oh man, alive! I do have to say, you're still discussing how the movie went into. You did skip something pretty major.
What did I skip?
Well, it made a list.
Oh well, I'm gonna do those after. Let's start with Schwarzenegger list before we get into that.
All right, that's fine with me. All right, so Dan
Arnold, right? That's how people say his name for fun.
It's one of the most popular impressions that everyone does. Best one I've ever heard was Jay Leno's.
Oh yeah, he does a good one.
Oh, it's so good.
I bet there's nothing like an Arnold Schwarzenegger impression from a guy wearing all denim. What is it? Oh, check it out. I'll be back.
God. I remember an interview he did with Schwarzenegger, and I just remember the interview being so exhausting and feeling bad for Arnold because everything Jay asked him, he would like answer for him in Arnold's voice. And
my God.
That was the whole interview, and Schwarzenegger, like, honestly was a
You
good sport.
come from another country. Isn't that funny? I get a real kick. You come out from some crazy place, right? Someplace not America. And you just talk like that in that weird fucking accent. It doesn't matter that you're bilingual and I've never taken a fucking so much as a Spanish class in my entire fucking life. And I don't even tour outside the country because I don't like my comedy outside of the states of Indiana and Missouri. But it's very funny.
Oh, that was good. Indiana, Missouri are that's Leno territory. Back off, Conan.
Leno Town, baby. Don't touch our affiliates.
Don't touch it. And honestly, he is huge in Uzbekistan for his movie with Pat Morita. I will say that.
Oh my God, I've always wanted to see that. All right, I've seen 28 Schwarzenegger movies.
This is refreshing. I thought Dan would come in way ahead of me. I did include 2 music videos in mine. Did you?
Oh, no, I didn't.
You always do that to me, so I figured it's my turn too. I thought you would, so okay.
I don't think I remember what you're talking about, but that's exciting.
It's exciting, and they count because I saw them 500 times when MTV used to have that kind of stuff on there.
I feel like you should be able to count all the just Schwarzenegger light stuff. Like, we should be able to rank, like, Hans and Franz sketches. And that weird character from The Simpsons that's just Schwarzenegger. Remember that?
The 2003 gubernatorial runoff election.
Oh, classic stuff. Let's do an order up where we rank all the people running in that election.
Gary Coleman.
Some porn star.
Emmanuel Lewis.
Were Coleman and Lewis both in that election?
No, I just made that up. That was part of my...
I feel like one of them must have died by that point.
Yeah, I think one of them reached his expiration date.
His Websteration date.
Oh!
All right, so how many have you seen?
Well, the Coles are in, and I've seen 24.
Oh, okay. So you'll catch up to me soon.
Yeah, it's refreshing, yeah.
All right, 28. The worst Schwarzenegger movie I've ever seen. I fucking hated this movie. Is Junior. And yeah, I and part of that is it's a well-known fact on this podcast that one time I had a dream that I was pregnant. And so I believe that I know exactly what it feels like to be pregnant because it was such a vivid dream. And Junior got it wrong.
Oh, so that's what you based the ranking on. I understand that.
That's right.
The verite of its depiction of male pregnancy as opposed to your own lucid dream.
That's correct.
Of it. Okay, fine. Fair enough.
All right, number 27. I fucking hated this movie, and that is David Ayer's Sabotage.
Oh, yes, I've seen it.
Oh,
yes.
God, that movie just looks like just shit on celluloid.
It is bad. Saw it in theater. Yes.
Okay, number 26. He's credited as Arnold Strong in this movie. I watched it for funsies probably like a year and a half ago, and it's not worth it. The movie I'm talking about is Hercules in New York.
Okay.
But it's just like there's 10 really funny, worthwhile minutes in it, but the rest of it's kind of a slog.
Well, good for you though for just checking it out for not nostalgia, but like vintage sake. I guess see what's happening then.
Sure.
Okay. Never saw it. Yeah.
All right, number 25 for me. It's not. I mean, his co-star sinks it, Henry, and that's Red Heat.
Okay. Yeah, higher on my list, but I don't remember virtually anything from that movie.
I can't sit through that much James Belushi.
Yeah, so its higher ranking on my list is simply from memory loss on my part.
Yeah. Call that one Burly Sue.
Red Destiny.
Number 20. Oh, this is where you come in, Henry.
I come in. Now, 24, I felt like being more liberal with my list this time. I tend to leave things off. I did leave 3 movies
That's
off.
at odds. I think Schwarzenegger believes in being more conservative.
Not on the environment.
That's true. That's true.
All right, there we go. Hey, we made it like a half hour into the show without doing his voice. That's pretty good.
I think I did it before.
Oh, okay. All right, fine. Number 24, I turned off. So I didn't really want to count it, but it was so bad I counted it. And you know what? I'm going to be seeing it again in about a week. So we'll see if this changes. But the worst thing I've really ever witnessed happening to Arnold Schwarzenegger on film was indeed Terminator Genesis.
Oh, well, in 2 weeks. Yeah, right. Terminator Genesis.
Right.
Yeah, well, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, it's just, oh my.
We'll
see.
I will say, so Terminator was one of the franchises that we talked about a lot when we first started doing the show. I just thought it would be so great for the show because it is one of those franchises that has gone through weird iterations and like been rebooted like 3 times. And so, I mean, my own history I should get out of the way is that I have seen Terminator a couple times. I've seen T2 a lot. I saw T3 once in theaters and never again. And I just skipped the shit out of Salvation and Genesis.
Okay. All right. Well, he's not in Salvation.
Yeah, I'm just saying in terms of the franchise.
Sorry, yeah.
And I believe his face appears digitally.
Oh, it probably does. Yeah. Right.
All right, so go ahead. 24. Oh, I haven't said mine.
That's the worst movie I've ever seen him in, and I do want to put one more thing on here, and that is that this list for me was exactly, I think, the easiest list I've ever done.
I love that. I had a hard time.
Why. Well, I'll tell you why. You know how I always struggle when we do these lists? They're lots of fun to do. We love doing the ranks. But I always struggle. You have less of a time handling this. But I always struggle between performance versus the quality of the movie the person's in.
Right.
So for this one, it was so easy because Arnold is pretty much Arnold in everything.
It's a good point. You don't really have to think too much about those performances.
Right. And I don't even mean that like in a negative way. It was easy because I was just like, oh, well, I mean, he's the same in everything. So there you go. Obviously, in some, he's maybe a little more emotive, maybe less. It doesn't matter. It's an Arnold movie. So this was an easy one for me.
All right. Number 24 for me, Henry. 2 Arnolds in 1. The Sixth Day.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I don't remember it much, but it's on my list. Okay. Number 23. This movie is absolutely awful. I will never ever watch it again. I did see it in theaters, and I think I saw it again. I don't know why. It's fucking terrible. It's got one redeeming quality, and that's that AC/DC are in their song is in the movie, and that is The Last Action Hero.
Okay. Yeah, Last Action Hero. I got to tell you, Last Action Hero has experienced a bit of a critical resurgence in recent years. Yeah, or critical reevaluation. I feel like people are into Last Action Hero now for its meta commentary on film or whatever. And I tried to watch it on Hulu like maybe 3 years ago. It sucks.
It's garbage, man.
It's boring.
It's really bad.
I actually found myself enjoying the stuff with the kid, just like hanging around an old-fashioned movie theater with his grandfather or whatever. Like more compelling than the action stuff.
It's really dumb. Yeah. All right.
Anyway, number 23 for me, I can't wait for the sequel, is Twins.
Okay, higher on my list. Number 22, coming in just below Last Action Hero. I know it's higher on Dan's list. It's my 3rd worst Schwarzenegger experience, also seen in the theater by me. Batman and Robin.
Oh, of course higher on my list. My number 22 is Last Action Hero.
All right. My number 21, I saw it in the theater because, Arnold was back on the screen, and it was nice. It was a refreshing time. It was a refreshing thing to go see Arnold Schwarzenegger, but it is Putrid, and that is the 1 star or less integer quotient of sabotage.
Yes, that's horrible. My number 21 is a movie that was delayed by 9/11, and so when it finally came out in theaters, I had to see it in theaters, or else the terrorists would win. And that is Collateral Damage.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but I remember all of that hullabaloo at the time. Yeah. Number 20, I saw this on TV. It's pretty bad. Let's say very bad. That is The Sixth Day.
My number 20 is Terminator 3, The Rise of the Machines.
All right. My number 19, I think I like this movie in the theater, but I really don't give a shit about it now, and if I have seen it since then, I don't care about it. I'm sure it's very high on Dan's list, and that is Kindergarten Cop.
Yeah, I love Kindergarten Cop, as you know.
Right. Yeah.
My number 19 is Conan the Destroyer, the second one.
Yeah. I did not include Conan the Destroyer, the Barbarian, or Red Sonja because it occurred to me I don't believe I've seen any of those.
That's
all
crazy.
The way through. Yeah.
I've never seen Red Sonja all the way through because, I watched those movies as a kid, and as a kid I was like, I don't want to watch some kind of fucking girl in an action movie. Kids were different back then. Now we want to see diversity. But,
yeah. I'm with you. I probably saw Conan the Barbarian as a kid, but it didn't stick with me in any meaningful way, so I didn't include it on here at all. So number 18 for me is the only of these movies we will be covering on this show. In fact, I'm actually kind of hankering to do it soon.
That's your name.
It's true. I knew you were going to say that. I love that I've only seen the final installment of this movie.
What?
The Expendables 3.
Oh, yeah, weird. Yeah, I have Expendables 1 on my list because that's the only one I've seen.
Yeah, I don't know why I watched it. I just...
Yeah, it's a weird choice.
I guess I figured it was... I probably didn't...
How much continuity can there be in this fucking thing?
And I remember distinctly, putting it on. It was, on HBO. I'm like, let's just check this out. It was fun. So, it ain't that terrible. It's
I won't see
terrible,
that one because Mel's in it.
Well, you will now when we cover it.
Yeah, I guess. My number 18 is a film that I truly believe kicks ice, and that's Batman and Robin.
Number 17, like Dan, I saw this in the theater. I did not hate it like the world did, but a rewatch I'm looking forward to, which will be happening very soon, and that is Terminator 3, The Rise of the Machines.
It sucks.
Does it?
Yeah, my number 17, I mean, I only saw it in theaters too, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's 16 years ago. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, go ahead.
My number 17 is a pretty good movie that he has a little cameo in, and that is Peter Berg's The Rundown with The Rock.
Right, I never saw that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Number 16.
Number 16 is a movie that would probably be fun for me to rewatch because I honestly don't think I've seen it in 20 years. End of Days.
Yeah, I fucking love that movie. Christ in New York. Christine York.
Yeah, I think I'd watch it again.
Yeah, for sure. My number 16 is a movie I have watched many times and will watch again because it's an all-time Christmas classic that I watch every 2 or 3 Christmases, and that's Jingle All the Way.
Sweet. Never saw it, never will. All right.
Turbo Man. I need to get my son a Turbo Man doll.
Aw.
Why would they make the name of the doll Turbo Man? Because he has to try and say turbo 100 times in that movie. He can't get the word out.
That's tough.
Turbo!
That's a tough call. Maybe that's why they put it in.
Yeah, maybe. They were fucking with him.
Yeah, I'll laugh every time.
It works 15. On me, I'll tell you.
Sure.
I love that guy's silly accent, crazy people from other countries.
Number 15 for me, I loved this movie when I was a kid, and I don't think I've seen it since. So it's on number 15 for nostalgia purposes. Twins.
Oh, it sucks. My number 15 is, of course, End of Days.
Oh, okay. We have similar close placement on some of these movies, yes. Number 14, same reasons as Dan, although it's lower on his list. Of course, it's relative. He had 4 more than me. That is number 14. I'll never watch this movie again. Red Heat.
Yeah. My number 14 is a movie I'll probably watch again. It's kind of an underrated Schwarzenegger, I think. You know, people were like a little bit done with him by the mid-90s, but I think this one's great. Eraser.
Yeah, I never saw Eraser, but I've actually only pretty much heard positive things about it from people that would be somebody, you know, from the people I would trust to give me a Schwarzenegger recommend.
Yeah. Although I've said it before and I'll say it again, it should be called The Eraser.
The Eraser hit. My number 13 on, from 13 on, I'm good. I'm happy with these Arnold movies, and I'd watch any one of them. I'd watch any one of these again. I
felt that way going back to my number probably 15.
That's 16. Cool. That's cool. Good for you. Yeah. Number 13. Again, suckered into going to see Arnold in the theater recently. And you know what? Guess what? This time it paid off. This might have even preceded Sabotage. But I got a big kick out of this movie. I thought it was really fun, and that is The Last Stand.
Oh, yeah, I sort of wanted to see that. Johnny Knoxville
like fucking sheriff and all that. It's
totally it looks like Walking Tall.
It's totally fun. It's kind of like that in that vein, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
My number 13 is The Expendables.
All right, my number 12 is Arnold Schwarzenegger's appearance in the oft-played video of my teenage years by Guns N' Roses, You Could Be Mine.
Well, right, because it had scenes from T2.
No, he's in it, man. He is walking
Is he like hunting Axel?
Yes, he's hunting the whole band while they're performing the song on stage. It's fucking great.
You know what they should do? Get off the stage. Run away.
They can't see him because they're too focused on playing. So he's an inconspicuous looking guy.
But why doesn't he just kill them?
He digs the music, I think.
He goes to the GNR concert to kill the band, and then finds himself so moved by their rock and roll stylings that he just sticks around and watches from backstage.
Well, remember, he's T2, so he's the good Terminator.
No, I understand that.
Maybe Target Acquired was changed.
Oh, good point. My number 12 is a very fine early Schwarzenegger effort called Raw Deal.
Fucking movie's awesome.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to rewatch that for years.
Same. I gotta do it.
Yeah. Number 11 is his appearance in the AC/DC video Big Gun.
Why is he in that? Is that also on the T2?
Nope, that's on The Last Action
Hero.
Oh,
right, of course.
And he is in the video doing a very similar thing that he's doing in the Guns N' Roses video, except when he reaches the stage, he gets on the stage, he checks out the band, each band member trying to pretend they're interested in filming this video. Mm-hmm. He's looking them up and down, and he starts banging his head, and then I swear to God, dude, check it out. He CGIs himself from his Last Action Hero garb into the Angus Young suit.
Oh my! I thought he would make fun of Angus. First of all, I have some questions.
And puts Angus on his shoulders.
No, listen.
He duck walks too. Go ahead.
Oh, he does. That's great.
Yeah.
Is he playing himself or Jack Slater?
Jack Slater.
Oh, he's Jack Slater. Okay. So Jack Slater goes to the AC/DC concert. He sees Angus Young. Instead of saying, "Who's the fairy in the skirt?"
Right.
He transforms. Wait, how does he transform into Angus Young?
In a beautiful, beautiful CGI shot where, like, the clothes just kind of switch into the school suit.
But he doesn't really have powers. I mean,
it doesn't matter. It's the magic of MTV.
Yeah. Liquid metal.
Yeah, and he's just looking at the band, but it's funny too because like it's just the band is a silly band, and clearly I know I've read he's a big fan of the band, and he asked them to write a song for the movie, which is
and they wrote a song called Big Gun.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
They wrote it. You know what they
fucking idiots.
It's a great song, by the way, so fuck off. It was their test run also with Rick Rubin as a producer. Yeah.
Yeah,
and,
for Ball Breaker.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. Didn't Ball Breaker come out in like 1990?
No, 95.
No, excuse me. You got me.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they like
Thinking of the Razor's Edge. Excuse me.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah.
Well done, man. Good save. Yeah, I'm almost done. Yeah, they tested Rick Rubin for this song, liked the way he worked, and then the experience on Ball Breaker with Rick Rubin was the worst experience they ever had in a studio for Ball Breaker.
If you want to hear more of this sort of tidbit, you want to hear Pave CDC on the Patreon network, and you can also hear more of us ranking shit. So patreon.com/thefranchise. My number 11 is Conan the Barbarian.
All right. My number 10.
Top 10.
Top 10. This movie was just, I love this movie, man. I saw it in the theater. I didn't need to be sold. I don't need to be sold on a movie that's new and has Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger co-billed in a prison that's in the water. Escape plan.
We got to cover it.
Is there a sequel?
They made a direct-to-DVD sequel.
Oh, come on. They're not in it.
I think Stallone's in it.
Makes more sense. Anyway, Escape Plan is a hell of a good time, even though Jim Caviezel is in it.
Hi, it's me, Jim Caviezel. Look at my charisma. Number 10, a fantastic movie from front to back, Kindergarten Cop.
All right. My number 9, I don't think Dan saw this movie. I like this
God, it's me fucking Maggie, isn't it?
It is. It's a good movie.
I know you've been talking this movie up for years now.
Oh, not really. I've told you. I think I told you when I saw it, and it was very good. It's very good. Arnold gets to do a little dramatic acting, and it's cool. He's good in it, and it's a good movie. It's not as great as everyone I think was.
Who's everyone here?
Critics were orgasming over the fact that Arnold was just not shooting anybody in it, and so they kind of overpraised a tad. But it's still a very good movie. I would watch it again. That is Maggie.
You enjoy that?
Enjoy.
My number 9 is a classic, and Arnold Schwarzenegger as himself in Pumping Iron.
Yeah, I see. I'd never seen it, and I never want to. I don't care. It's good,
though? No, it's great. It's legitimately a good documentary. And, by the way, we can cover it for the podcast because there's a great sequel called Pumping Iron 2, The Women.
Oh, boy, that would be fun.
Yeah.
It'd be like the spiritual successor to our show on hard bodies.
Well, those are... Listen, you ain't seeing a hard body until you've seen Pumping Iron. These bodies are fucking hard, bro.
Steroids being passed around that set. All right. Number 7 is
8.
on my list. Sorry, number 8. Talked about it already in our ranking of Cam Man, and that I shouldn't call him that. I don't want any positive sounding nickname. Jim Jam, True Lies.
That's my number 8.
Wow. All right. Yeah. Number 7, I already said I really want to see this again. I fucking loved this movie when I was a kid and teenager, and I really want to see it again. It stuck with me, and that is Raw Deal.
Nice. Okay, my number 7's a movie I watched for the first time just like 2 years ago or something. I was on a real Schwarzenegger kick, and it became one of my favorites, and that's The Running Man.
So glad to hear it. I remember when you watched it. Me and I believe Aaron Farinelli were real happy about that viewing experience for you.
Right. I think I watched it like the same day I watched Sabotage.
Oh, wow. Well, that's good. It's a good palate cleanser for that. Number 6, again, could be moved. But right now, number 6 is T2.
Okay, my number 6 is kind of a weird one. He has like a tiny role in it, and it's just a really great movie. That's why I couldn't quite put it in the top 5, but here it is at number 6. His appearance in Robert Altman's The Long Goodbye.
Holy shit. I did see that in his credits, but I never saw that movie. So, all right, here we go, folks.
That would be higher up on my Elliot Gould ranking, I would argue.
Sure it would. I get it. Wait. Oh, I didn't have the volume.
Oh, my God. You've been looking for it this entire time?
No. Here we go.
These are the grand
I had it queued.
Shots, the three-pointers, the touchdowns, the curling when the puck gets close to the circle.
Henry's
These
phone was on
appear
mute because he was
to
watching
run
porn in the
Henry.
bathroom. All right.
I can neither confirm nor deny the rumors. Number 5, and I mean, talk about heavy hitters. Can they get heavier than an Arnold ranking top 5?
Yeah, these are heavy hitters.
The Terminator.
These are the big guns.
That's right. That's right.
My number 5 is the Terminator.
Oh, all right. Same 8 and 5. My number 4, I love this movie. It's funny. It's action. It's got a great villain. It's got Alyssa Milano. It's Commando.
Okay. My number 4, I love this movie. It's funny. It's got action. It's like 85 minutes long. It's got Alyssa Milano. And it's called Commando.
That's amazing.
And
That is amazing.
his character's name is John Matrix. So our listener, John Matrix, will be happy that we have that so high.
Yeah, Commando's fucking awesome. Number 3 was a movie I remember.
By the way, it also has an incredible... Any movie with a great action sequence set in a mall. Are you kidding me? That
really
is catnip to me.
I agree with you, and it's really good, that mall sequence. Yeah.
It's fucking awesome. And then there's that awesome siege on the house from Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh, yeah. That's exactly what it is, yeah. Number 3, I remember when this movie came out. I didn't see it, but I saw it shortly after. Didn't really get it or care for it until I was late, like a teenager, and then later on really appreciated it for the Paul Verhoeven masterpiece that it is. So this was a late bloomer for me. Number 3, Total Recall.
Yeah, my number 3 is a masterpiece by one of my favorite filmmakers, Paul Verhoeven, and it's called Total Recall.
This is insane. Come on. All right, well, we're not going to be quite the same, but I'm happy that 5, 4, and 3, that's insane right there. All right. Number 2, I really thought about this one because this really does deserve for me the high ranking that it gets. It's just so fucking fun, and it's pure perfect Arnold. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. Based on a Stephen King story, The Running Man.
Oh, wow. Okay. My number 2, which I assume will be your number 1, is a perfect action movie. Self-contained, short, fun, really hilarious, amazing supporting cast, including like 2 or 3 guys that should have, had their own franchises. And that is my number 2, Predator.
Fucking A. And yeah, for me, this was an easy one. I was halfway down my list going from worst to best, and I just decided to skip and go right to 1 because I already knew it would be Predator. It is my favorite Arnold movie ever made.
Mm-hmm. And mine
yours
is Terminator 2, Judgment Day.
Wow. Really looking forward to my rewatch of this. Yeah. I mean, pretty much we'll talk now.
Speaking of great action sequences set in malls, by the way.
See, don't remember that.
Yeah.
I don't remember a mall sequence. I remember quite a bit from that movie.
Oh, there's an incredible mall sequence right at the beginning.
Oh, all right. Looking forward to it. I don't remember that.
All right. I'm excited for that, too. But first, let's go back to the movie we're covering today, The Terminator. Now, this movie, I will tell you, was on a couple of lists. All right? Mm-hmm. First of all, it's in the National Film Registry. But I would argue, more importantly, it has been recognized by the American Film Institute.
That it has, everybody, and here it is.
AFI.
That's right, baby. Let me hear it again.
It's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while. Here we go.
AFI.
Oh my! It's mellifluous.
It really is. It's the first theme song that was ever written for the show. December 7th, 2017. Dan's just basking in it. I get it.
December 2017.
Yeah.
Then you must have just been doing it like live for like a long time before that.
Maybe I was.
Because December 2017, that's like over a year into the show.
It is. I mean, it's a year and a half into the show. Exactly a year and a half into the show. Maybe had I done that live, I would. Right? You're right.
think so.
I decided to just put it down.
Put it on wax.
It had to go on wax, and there it shall stay.
All right. AFI, baby. It's on so many lists, 3 to be exact. And the first one is AFI's 100 Years, 100 Thrills. All right, so The Terminator is the number 42 most thrilling movie ever.
Okay. Sure. There's 41 other more thrilling things. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about, here's movies we've covered that are more thrilling. Ready?
All right.
According to the AFI, I'm just going to include movies we've covered on the show. More thrilling.
And I'll say agree or disagree.
Okay, Jaws.
Agree.
Okay. Alien.
Agree.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Agree.
The Godfather.
Thrilling?
Thrilling.
Disagree.
Chinatown.
Disagree.
All right. Titanic is up there.
Oh.
Star Wars.
Agree.
Star Wars is only number 27. I feel like that's a very thrilling movie.
Yeah, it's kind of what it is. Yeah, a great, very thrilling movie. Yeah. All
okay, right. Here we go with The Fugitive.
I agree. That's more thrilling.
Okay, Jurassic Park.
Disagree.
I know you do. Die Hard.
Agree.
Okay. And 2001: A Space Odyssey.
I mean, thrilling in an existential. Sure.
And Dirty Harry.
No, disagree.
All more thrilling than the Terminator. Now, let me give you a few.
I agreed with most of them, though.
You did. Let me give you a few that are not quite as thrilling.
Okay.
You ready? Not as thrilling as the Terminator. Rocky.
Disagree.
Okay. The Matrix.
Agree.
Okay. Halloween.
Not as thrilling
Not
as the
as
Terminator?
thrilling as the Terminator.
I disagree with that.
Okay. Blade Runner.
We're talking about thrilling.
This is not as thrilling. Wow! I have to explain it after every entry?
No, it's kind of a joke that I'm saying it. I'm sorry. I had to explain that to you.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a joke.
Well, you shouldn't have made it on Blade Runner because that's the least thrilling movie I've mentioned so far.
I actually would disagree. It is not. Blade Runner is not thrilling. Is not the word I would use. So no, Terminator is more thrilling than Blade Runner. Yes.
Look at this at number 77, Terminator 2: Judgment Day preview for next week.
Ooh, abstain.
Yeah. All right, and at number 99, not quite as thrilling, Speed. Speed's so thrilling.
That's all it is.
I know, that's the whole movie. It should just be called thrilling.
I mean, we're when we're ready to talk about the movie that we're covering, I mean, I think it's thrilling, but I don't even. Terminator's not. That's such a dumb word.
Okay. All right. Let me give you some more.
Anything can be thrilling. I mean, Jesus. All right.
The Terminator, Henry, is the number 22 best villain in movie history.
Okay.
Number 22. So
That's
things
fine.
we've covered. He's not as good as Darth Vader.
Right.
All right. He's not as good as Michael Corleone.
True.
He's not as good as HAL 9000.
True.
He's not as good as the alien from Alien.
The sentient. Yes, true.
Noah Cross from Schindler's List.
About that. It's kind of. They're about equal.
All right. Noah Cross from Chinatown. He's not as good. All right. The shark from Jaws.
He is not as thrilling as Bruce, I will say that.
Yeah. And here's who he's better than. He's definitely better than Freddy Krueger.
He sure as shit is. Yeah.
Over here at number 45, the Joker.
Okay. Okay, yeah, sure. Terminator's a better villain.
And by the way, they included Jack Nicholson Joker. This is not Heath Ledger.
Okay.
And over here, finally, Hans Gruber. Oh, and Goldfinger also on the list.
More there. Well, those two are
Not as good. Not as good. All right, and finally, I'll be back. Remember that classic quote?
What movie is that from?
From the Terminator. I'll be back.
I don't remember that part.
That's the number 37 best line from a movie.
Oh, all right, sure.
All right, you want to guess what might be up here on like tops on the list?
Sure. We're gonna need a bigger boat.
We're gonna need a bigger boat. That's a good guess. I do not see it.
Okay. Of course not. There's got to be a couple from Casablanca. So let's say "Play It Again, Sam."
Play it again, Sam. I don't see it.
All right. They call me Mr. Tibbs.
They call me Mr. Tibbs. That's number 16.
Oh, all right. Let's see.
By the way, I finally found where you're gonna need a bigger boat. It's number 35. Okay.
Sure, it is. Obviously.
So it's like just a tiny bit better actually than "I'll be back."
Okay. How about a line I love forever? That's E.T. Phone Home.
Oh, E.T. Phone Home, Henry. You just hit the nail on the head. Number 15. One slot ahead of "They Call Me Mr. Tibbs."
Oh, yeah. It's so much better than that line. Oh, boy. Oh, I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
Ooh, that's number 2, Henry. You're getting close.
Damn. Dorothy, we're not in Kansas anymore.
Ooh, it's Toto. You know, it's not. He's not saying Dorothy. It's not the dog talking to Dorothy.
It's been a long time. I thought maybe the Tin Man said it. I don't remember.
But yeah, that's number 4 on the list.
Okay, I'm not doing bad here.
Yeah.
Ready for my close up, Mr. DeMille?
Henry, pretty good. Number 7.
Am I right on that?
Yeah.
I was joking. All right. I Am Spartacus.
I Am Spartacus. I bet that's on here, but I don't see it.
Okay. I bet there's another Arnold line on that list somewhere. I bet Hasta La Vista, baby.
I don't think it's. I think maybe Hasta La Vista. We'll cover T2 next week. Oh, here it is. Actually, it's number 76.
There you go. Yeah. I had one in my head that I God damn it. I don't know, man. I could go on all night. I'm impressed myself already.
All right. Well, number 1, of course. You remember this classic quote? Frankly, my dear,
Jesus.
I don't give a damn.
Yeah, I know. First curse word.
Frankly, my dear.
Great movie about slavery. Great movie. Movie's really a piece of shit, actually. But that's okay.
Yeah, that sucks, that movie.
Fuck. I mean, it really does. It's not a good movie. I bet Orson Welles' line is in there from 2 movies I'm thinking of. Citizen Kane must have Rosebud on there.
Rosebud's on here. Yeah, it's number 17.
And The Third Man must have like a line about his cuckoo clock line.
Oh my god, I don't see that one.
All right.
That's certainly not better than the number 40. Wait, where is it? I lost it. The number 40 quote of all time, Henry.
What's that?
Mama always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Well, AFI, we've disagreed in the past, and we've still gotten along for the shits and giggles. And tonight we even got along for the most part. But you put on Rhett Butler, you put on Forrest Gump, you put on 2 Southern pieces of shit. I'm done with you for a little bit. We're taking some time apart.
I love it. I love it. They love Cameron. Look, number 100. Number 100 is "I'm the King of the World" from Titanic.
Vinegar from when he was at the Oscars.
Oh, yeah. Is that what it is? It's not from Titanic. It's from when he was at the Oscars and he said that?
But I remember watching and vomiting. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
that was great stuff. All right, so that's their AFI entries for the first Terminator. A lot more on T2.
Mega show tonight, gentlemen.
We're over an hour in. We haven't even started talking about the movie. So
we have a lot of fun stuff to cover, so it worked out.
All right, so let's get into it. It starts
1984 list.
Oh God, can we do this quick?
I'm completely kidding. We don't even have.
Oh, okay. Let's skip it.
We did it very recently.
Oh, you know what I promised though? I promised the people the Blockbuster book.
You did. I did see that on the Twitter. Well, go ahead.
All right, so let's just do their list.
Or do you want to? We could save that to when we rank it.
No, fuck it.
Okay, go.
Blockbuster list. Let's see.
List.
What?
4, yeah, Blockbuster list. Go.
Okay, The Terminator. It's non-stop, action-packed, no-holds-barred adventure.
That's their top 10, or that's just their review of it?
Listen, this is the top 10, okay? I'm reading in descending alphabetical.
Oh,
I feel like we've done this year. In the Blockbuster book.
Beverly Hills Cop. I mean, we might have. We've done 1984 several times.
We definitely did. That's the problem, man. We've done it.
Well, next week then. Does it go into 91? How far does
it doesn't. It only goes up to 1990. Gang, I'm sorry. The Blockbuster book let us down this week. I recognize all that. You're going to get the same fucking jokes you got on a previous episode.
Probably any Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Beverly Hills Cop,
right.
2000, a lot of, yeah.
Yeah, all that shit. Okay, so let's just talk about it. Los Angeles, 2029 AD, a mere 10 years from now. We get a look at old Judgment Day, and what it is here's what I like about Judgment Day. You know, when they were gonna put like Salvation together, that movie,
yeah,
the whole like myth behind that was everyone was like, if you're gonna make another Terminator movie, you gotta show us the apocalypse, make it a war movie in like the post-apocalyptic future. But like when they finally like made those movies, I haven't seen them, but they hired like Christian Bale and shit, and they made these like really gritty, like serious, like Christopher Nolan-y kind of movies, I think.
Except Mick G directed Salvation, but
right.
Correct. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Joseph McGinty, you mean? That's McGee's real name.
I know.
Fucking what I like about the Judgment Day of Terminator, the original, is it is just like there's little machines flying around shooting like purple laser beams, like pew 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 pew, and they're crushing like a field of skulls with see a tank roaming over these skulls, and it's silly, it's funny and fun, and you know, like I don't mean to see like a serious business fucking movie set in this future.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Also, by the way, all I'm thinking about is how much the Days of Future Past comic book ripped this movie off.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
That's interesting. You say it's funny and silly, but there is no way on earth James Cameron meant for that to look or be funny.
No, I get that, but it is. That's the thing. James Cameron won't let someone have fun with his franchises.
Right.
He takes this shit dead serious.
He really does. Well, I'll say that right off the bat was interesting. Was that opening sequence was the only time in the movie that I ever remembered taking place in the future. I didn't remember a single other sequence that went back into the future. No pun intended.
You didn't remember all those bean dreams?
I didn't remember any of that. Not a one. I was like, wow, I guess I really haven't watched this from beginning to end in a very long time. None of it. I thought once we came to 1984 LA, we were just there. I did not remember a single part of any of that.
I haven't watched this movie in such a long time, Henry. Like since I was like 13.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that like I remembered him getting clothes from a fucking biker bar, which I know happens in T2. But I guess it had been so long. I was like, I think it happens in this one too.
Yeah, I remembered him I did remember him getting clothes from Bill Paxton's group, but I also had the biker thing in my head, so that must be from strange stuff. Now, first of all, let's get it out of the way. We talked about a pre-show, and we never did reveal to each other, and I think this is important for a very visual film like this. How'd you watch this film?
Oh, I watched this. It's streaming free on Amazon Prime.
Okay. I watched it streaming free on Tubi.
Hell yeah, Tubi.
Yeah. My only regret is that, and hey, God bless Tubi for this. I think they found the cheapest, most unremastered possible print of this film.
Oh, well, that's how Tubi has a copy of this for sure.
And it's great. And the thing is that when I was watching it, it did color my view because I was like, there's no way that the remastered Blu-ray looks like this. Because, especially, and you tell me if I'm wrong, because I'm sure Amazon Prime had like the copy to watch.
No. It's not spotless. Okay. Listen, I own the T2 Blu-ray, and the T2 Blu-ray looks immaculate.
Okay.
So it's definitely, the one on Prime is definitely not on that level, but it still looked pretty good.
Yeah, like my T2 copy is I think it was the last DVD remaster of it. So it's a good remaster, but I haven't watched it since I got it. So it's probably going to be pretty good. But my question to you also,
do you have the one with that Terminator, that big silver Terminator head?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a double disc. Yeah, exactly. My question to you, Daniel, is because I don't know about Cameron. I don't think he did this, but does he Ridley Scott and George Lucas up his movies after does he fuck around with the effects after their time has passed?
No, he doesn't. To Cameron's credit, he's kind of into having hard R's on his movies.
All right, so no, well that's not what I meant. I meant the special effects.
Oh, I don't think so. I mean, I know he's a big effects maven or whatever, but listen, if he was going to go back and fix anything, he'd probably make the liquid metal in T2 look even more cool. And I don't think he's ever done that.
All right, so when he has who is it, Stan Winston on this? I think it's Stan Winston. So when he has him showing Arnold with half a face of metal and it looks it's a dummy movie. So that wasn't gussied up in later, because that shit is mind-blowingly fake looking. It's still cool.
What is?
But anytime Arnold is got some scars on his face that then reveal metal.
Well, you almost never see that in this movie because they didn't have the effects budget for that sort of thing.
But when I watched it, there's a very extended sequence, which is cool because there's no dialogue. I mean, there wouldn't be anyway. It's not a heavy dialogue movie, but he's looking in the mirror at himself when he's putting his eye out, taking his eye out.
Right.
And it's just Claymation City.
Oh, I got that too. Well, it's not claymation, but it is stop motion.
Stop motion, that's what I mean. And so, okay. All right, so we pretty much saw the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, that was a technique in the 80s. The RoboCop, it reminded me of RoboCop.
RoboCop, I recall looking.
Yeah, I feel like the Arnold becoming the Terminator at the end is sort of an early version of the effect from when that robot in the office in RoboCop.
Oh, sure. Yeah, but see, I didn't think that was that bad. Because that was sort of very much of its time when he's fully on skeletal robot. I thought that worked. It was when they were trying to mix his
No, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, the transition into that.
Yeah, the transitioning, I didn't really, I was surprised. I guess maybe it's just because I haven't seen the movie in so long, and sometimes these perfection effects extravaganzas we see now, this one really was oh my, that's really not that impressive, because I'm thinking of Return of the Jedi.
Right, but some of these perfection special effects extravaganzas we're going to watch back in 15 years and they're going to look like shit.
That's possible. Yeah. But anyway, it wasn't really it was more not really a negative to me. It was just surprising. Because my recollection of T2, and I could be wrong, was that the effects are light years better.
Yeah, definitely. But the effects are the thing I'm interested in least in these movies.
Sure, but I just was. It came about because of my thought about which print I was watching. But anyway, so we both streamed the movie. I had a few ads, but they were unobtrusive.
Great. So the Terminator, he comes to the present. He's Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's naked. FYI, looking dynamite. I'm telling you, man. We see him from behind, like full backle nudity. And my God, that fucking butt.
He's gonna look like.
What?
Think he's gonna look like.
But he's perfect. You could play fucking Jenga on that ass.
Dude, he's got disgusting, roided up man tits. Give me a break. Ugh.
He's beautiful. Okay, so he's naked. He runs into a pack of punks. And they're fake movie punks played by actors that you would recognize that have never listened to punk music in their lives. Bill Paxton,
love him,
and of course the great Brian Thompson.
Yeah,
the villain from Cobra.
Oh, really? Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I love that you said fake punks because it really is. He's trying so hard, James Cameron, to be like, oh man, these are what.
It's ridiculous. He puts a fucking mohawk on Bill Paxton and expects him to look like a punk. He's still gonna be Bill Paxton. He's like, hey man, I'm from Texas. I love the Sex Pistols. Have you heard the story about when I went in the vomit comet on the set of Apollo 13? I've said that story in every interview until I drop dead.
No Paxton bashing.
That's the one Paxton bash. I love Paxton.
Tells that story a lot.
So I love that scene where he kills the punks. It's just nice to see Paxton and Brian Thompson, frankly.
Yeah, and also I forgot how fucking violent it was. Holy shit!
The whole movie's super violent.
It is, but I mean, he right out the gate, doesn't he rip the other guy's heart out of his chest?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I believe he rips it out of his chest. It's impressive.
Okay. So, finally, we meet Kyle Reese, who's also coming back from the future. Okay?
That is.
And he's our hero. He is a generic city, baby.
I don't agree.
I think if you remade this movie today, you're looking at Boyd Holbrook or Sam Worthington.
Oh, I see what you're going for there. But first of all, Michael Biehn is better than both those guys. He's
not great.
And I disagree. I've always liked Michael Biehn. Basically,
I used to.
I mean, I think he's great as Hicks in Aliens, and I think he's totally fine in this role. I think he's good. I mean. This is a very strange movie, and that's one of the reasons I do think it's so good, is that it sort of depends almost entirely on a script, which in my opinion is the weakest part of the movie. It depends on good cinematography, which is pretty good, special effects. I think the acting is good. And since Arnold doesn't say anything, you have to put a lot of weight on Linda Hamilton and Michael Biehn, and I think Michael Biehn is totally fine and totally plausible. I mean, I think the worst performances are probably from her roommate.
Oh, Henry, you're killing me.
Has to have sex with her headphones.
We're watching different movies.
What's your favorite performance, the roommate?
Here's what I love about this Terminator movie, okay? I like the little shows, the little TV shows that are happening in the little corners of the movie. Okay, so number one, the best part of the movie is Linda Hamilton's living a situation.
That's an amusing part of the movie. It's absolutely good. It's not the best part. Okay.
It's the best part of the movie. Linda Hamilton, she's got a pet lizard. It's this giant lizard. He's just roaming around this fucking apartment.
Very odd. Yeah,
very amazing.
Odd.
Are you kidding me? She goes to get something out of the refrigerator in the middle of the night after fucking her boyfriend. I am, of course, talking about Linda Hamilton's wonderful roommate, Ginger. And, the lizard is on top of the fridge, knocking cans down. And she's acting like this is just a normal thing.
It's cool to have an iguana in the house, baby.
Are you sure that's what it is, an iguana?
It's an iguana. That was the guess. I think it's an iguana, yeah. What else would it be?
I don't fucking know. A Komodo dragon?
No, a Komodo dragon.
A chameleon?
Cool. It could be a chameleon, but I think they're smaller. This is a big lizard, dude. I mean,
It's a super fucking big lizard. It looks like a mutant, this thing.
Yeah, I think if it was a Komodo dragon, they'd probably be no inhabitants of that apartment. Not that there are for much longer in the movie, but
good point.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. No, it's a great setup. I like the apartment too, by the way.
So what I'm saying is, I would watch a sitcom that is like these two roommates, Linda Hamilton and this girl. I like Linda Hamilton's character in this movie too. She's like. I don't know, just likable. You know, she's strong and cool and stuff. It's the kind of thing where she's supposed to be playing this weak character, right, where it's like she finds out like she's the savior of mankind or whatever, and you're supposed to be like, what? That's fucking crazy. How does that happen? But there's something about the performance where you could kind of see it. Like she's playing just like a normal girl, but there's something in the performance where you're like, she will save mankind.
I know, and I agree with you. And having not seen it in many years, I really forgot that how good her performance in this movie is. Like, because I really have in my head, when I think of Linda Hamilton, I really just sort of think of the hard ass from T2.
Same, exactly.
And so seeing her as like this kind of, you know, plucky waitress who's pretty meek and mild, that was like, I did not expect it to believe that, and I believed it from frame one.
Same, and it works actually in hindsight, even from T2. Like you can see this person becoming that person.
Yeah, and that made me happy, like to see, like, oh, good, because I was like relieved. I was like, I hope Linda Hamilton's good in this. I hope she's not like really bad, and it's not that case at all, you know. And I think she's great. And well, she's my MVP, first of all. But
okay.
Yeah, but anyway, I like Michael Biehn. You don't, and I do want to say one of my favorite lines that he says. I did say at the beginning of the show. He goes through a extremely complicated time loop continuum explanation for Linda Hamilton's character.
Everything about this franchise fucking ridiculous. It is you need a fucking flowchart to follow these movies, and we're only on the first one.
I know. I did not remember all this shit. I mean, this makes Back to the Future look easy and plausible. I mean, completely easy and plausible. When he explains all this shit, the best part is she says to him something like, well, I mean, how would you orchestrate like stopping this? And he goes, I don't know about tech stuff.
Yeah, you said that line already.
Right, but I didn't put it in context. And the reason it's so fucking funny and I laughed out loud is because he just went through explaining to her the most complicated time travel explanation you could possibly.
Yeah, but the scientists gave him that explanation.
Yeah. And she asked, I don't know what her question was. It was something really dumb. It was something about like guns or machinery. And he's just like, I don't know about tech stuff. And it's a laughable line. And it's unfortunately, I don't think, played for a laugh.
It's also a crazy line because this is apparently a world. He comes from a world where technology was so prevalent that it took over the planet. Like, how can you not be a tech guy?
I'm kind of a Luddite when it comes to why we were wiped out. But if you want to know how to get back to Earth.
Yeah, it's like he was like a big Ren Fair guy or like Pennsylvania Dutch.
I spent a lot of time at Comic-Con, but I wasn't involved in any of the real science happening at the time.
So I love the living situation, Henry. But there's another. Oh wait, hang on. Let me get back to Michael Biehn while you're talking about him, because this movie put me off. Like right away, I turned against Michael Biehn.
Oh,
okay. He is coming back from the future, coming for the first time. He lives in the future, and he's visiting 1984. He can't ever get back. It's a one-way trip.
That's right. And I didn't remember that touch, and I like that.
I like that, too. So he's naked. They come through, no like, dead tissue or whatever survives. So
yeah.
So this motherfucker, the first thing he does, we're meeting this character who's the hero of our movie. And he just flags down a fucking homeless guy and steals his pants right off of his ass.
Not very nice, especially.
He's stealing clothes from the homeless. He might as well kick a fucking dog while he's at it.
I'm surprised he didn't, as dogs smell Terminators. And I thought at one point in the movie, I definitely thought he was going to. I thought he was going to kill the dog at the motel, because the dogs have a capacity to sniff out Terminators.
Right,
if you recall. Anyway, yeah, you're so right. And at the time, I thought it was awful when I watched it. But then later in the movie, when he flashed forwards, I was like, this is even worse, because I was thinking like, well, maybe he comes back to 1984 and he doesn't know that that's like a homeless man. Like, he just doesn't know what that is, you know. Maybe but then you go back to 2029, they're all homeless. All of them.
Yeah, but maybe that's it, Henry, is like, to him, a homeless man is just a man, because nobody has homes.
It's like extreme socialism. It's like, his pants are my pants.
Yeah. Listen, I need these pants more, I promise. I'm fighting a Terminator. I can't have my dick swinging around. I gotta make this waitress trust me.
I'm already batting 200 because I don't have a shirt and shoes. All right, buddy, you can help me out. We really go through his entire wardrobe accumulation, don't we? I didn't remember that either.
Yeah, like, and weaponry.
Store and weapon. You know, that was a strength of the movie, which is why I did take the points off in a way for the weak script. But on talking about it with you, it's occurring to me that, I mean, aside from the idiotic time jumps, which is basically the entire premise of the movie, if you're just making a movie about a killing machine with no dialogue and some likable protagonists who are just trying to escape, it's very, very excellent.
Well, that's what it is. The movie is basically, if you take away all the fucking bells and whistles, which which all of them James Cameron took from Harlan Ellison, the actual movie that he came up with is a pretty generic slasher movie with an unstoppable bad guy. I mean, in this movie, the Terminator has as much personality. Like, he might as well be Jason.
I agree.
He's just Jason, and he's giving as good a performance. Arnold Schwarzenegger, to me, is so much less compelling as a villain than he is a hero. Because, like, the fun thing for him as a hero is because he looks like a fucking demon. Like, he's this giant guy with this crazy face and this insane voice. And he starts talking, and it's like, oh, he's a good guy. That's compelling. It's not compelling to be like, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, you know, I was very torn on this, because when I was watching it, I dug him as the Terminator, but not nearly as much as I believe I'm supposed to, and not nearly as much as I believe he is regarded in this role. So when it was over, I went back and I read several reviews, and the fucking same thing kept being said in all of them about him. How great he was.
No. But you have to take this in context, Henry, because at this point, this guy is a semi-famous bodybuilder. And they only put him in Conan the Barbarian because they're like, well, that's what he can do. So, of course, like, when he does a role that requires him to do anything but that, they're going to overpraise him because, like, Hollywood's taking a chance on this guy. And, hey, it paid off. He was pretty, charismatic or whatever. It's the same thing that happened when The Rock first started making movies. Like, The Rock wasn't actually good for, like, 10 years after he started making movies. But, like, they started out putting him in, like, The Mummy Returns. So, like, the first time he did anything different, like Be Cool, where he played, like, a gay caricature, everyone was like, The Rock, wow, he could do comedy. What an amazing actor.
I just didn't think that had happened yet to Arnold. I thought he had a few movies to go before people started looking at him like that. I mean, so for me, I didn't feel like, I mean, he
got better. He got better for sure, but without knowing that. Yeah, this is a jump for him from Conan the Barbarian.
All right.
He only has like 3 lines of dialogue in Conan the Barbarian.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that. Okay. Wow. Yeah. No, and I mean, the I'll Be Back scene is great. I think there's some great character actors in the movie. I mean, you got Paul Winfield, you got Lance Henriksen.
I want to talk about the cops. That's the other show I'd watch. This fucking cop duo.
Right? The Shrink included, okay?
The Shrink included, for sure. Who, by the way, I love any time in a movie when a character shows up that another character just gets a kick out of. And one of the best bits in this movie is how funny Lance Henriksen finds this Shrink.
I agree with you. That was really funny, and I didn't remember any of that. That was awesome. Like there was, and how much Paul Winfield is like, shut up. Like, shut up. Like, let him work. But Hendrickson's like, you're right. He's just commenting like he's watching a TV show. And it's fucking hilarious.
All the cop shit is great, Henry. And that's why I vastly prefer the first half of this movie to the second half. I just think, like, I liked watching roommate Ginger and Lance Henriksen, the cop, and then all of a sudden, like, the Terminator blows through Linda Hamilton's apartment, and then he fucking blows through this like police station, which is like exciting and cool, and they're good action sequences. But then he's just like characters that I really like disappear for the rest of the movie because they're dead.
Right, they're dead. Yeah. And, another interesting thing, though, that was weird, the only other thing in the movie that, I gave any sort of intellectual millisecond to was whenever we would see, like, the Terminator's point of view, which was very cool. I liked that. I was thinking about his, like, the level of intelligence of Skynet, right? My mind was actually going there. I was like, I mean, they figure all this stuff out. He comes back to Los Angeles, and the way he finds Sarah Connor is to kill every Sarah Connor that's in the yellow.
That is great, though.
Oh, well, that's the thing. It is great. It totally works. But I was thinking as, like, logically, as this great, very supposedly intelligent killing machine, that's extremely primitive method of finding this person.
Well, that one thing that this movie gets wrong is Michael Biehn and the Terminator are both using very 1984 tactics. And so we literally see the Terminator going around just like killing everyone named Sarah Connor. Sarah Connor, yes.
Yeah, that's rough.
And then, poor lady. And then, but also, Michael Biehn, we see him just like grab a Yellow Pages and rip a page out.
It's true. And I mean, I guess
it's very Back to the Future.
Yes, right. You could literally argue, since they explain you cannot travel back in time with absolutely anything in your possession, including clothes, that they wouldn't have it. But you would think that the Terminator would know what she looks like. But then, of course, they explain that away at the very last ending of the movie when her picture, the only surviving photograph, burns.
Yeah, but he's
leads to believe he's never seen her photo because that hasn't happened
yet. Yeah, Michael Biehn says, like, I looked at this photo every night for years. I was obsessed with this photo, and I fell in love with the person in the photo, and I always wondered what she was thinking when the photo was taken. And then we find out at the end of the movie what she was thinking about how hard that guy fucked her the night before.
That's exactly what she was thinking, and the fact that if the photo burns, he's not going to have any of those memories and fantasies.
Photo ain't burning, man. That photo's alive and well for him to look at in the future. Henry, I have a big problem with this love story.
Okay, it's go ahead.
It sucks. I mean, this is a problem for me, and that's why this movie's not as good as T2. Because T2, you care about all the character dynamics at play. You care way more about Sarah's relationship with her son, John, than you do in this movie about Sarah's relationship to a guy she met today.
Yeah, but isn't it, I understand, but isn't it about it's about what the fuck they're going through, right?
But what are they going through? It's a day.
Come on, they're both attractive people. You're right.
But this guy's a fucking nut job. He says he's from the future. He shows up not wearing shoes, and she's fucking him later that day?
Well, I think more than 12 hours have elapsed.
I mean, it's crazy. Like, even if she's starting to trust this motherfucker. No, I don't buy that he'd get her in bed.
I don't know. That part of it happens very fast.
It is crazy. She doesn't trust him one moment, and then the next moment she fucking trusts this guy, and then she's just ready, like, hey, fuck me.
Right.
And he leaps into her. Like, the first thing he does is just grab her chest. as he's kissing her. We do get nudity, which is exciting. And the other thing is he then tells her, "Oh, also, I'm in love with you on the basis of a photograph." This guy is an insane. Even if yes, okay, he came from the future. Fine, but now he's falling in love with her from a photograph.
She's very beautiful.
But that's a crazy thing to tell somebody. It's a crazy thing to feel, and it's an even crazier thing to tell somebody. If I met Sarah Michelle Gellar in person, I'm not going to tell her like I had your photo on my desk. It was taped to my desk in 6th grade. I looked at it every day. Now I'm in love with you.
If I ever meet Mary, here we go. I met Kate Winslet, and I somehow didn't tell her that I've been in love with her, and had her picture from Premiere Magazine on the apartment of my college.
You didn't go up with her and grab her shoeless and say, "Come with me if you want to live, Kate"?
No, but I regret it every single day.
Not as much as Ellen Burstyn.
Barkin.
Sorry. Henry almost fucked Ellen Burstyn, man.
That time I met Jenna Rollins.
Henry had the tip into Burstyn, and then he spotted Rollins at that party, man. It was wild.
Dan was there, man. He saw the whole thing.
Yeah, I was getting a BJ by Anne Margaret in the corner.
Carnal knowledge and Margaret. I was in a time continuum. Yeah, I mean, everything you said is correct. I can't argue that. I'm just thinking of the circumstances that both characters are in. That, one has time.
They're not strong enough circumstances. Maybe if they were on like a deserted island and this guy was like trying to hunt them for like a month, maybe they'd fuck.
So you just want more time.
It's not a matter of time. I'm sorry. You are not telling me this story. You can't tell me a convincing love story. Yeah, I mean, that's not even true. You can tell me a convincing love story in one day. There are movies that do that. Before Sunrise is one of them. Yeah. But this movie does not. I'm sorry. The Terminator's love story is no Before Sunrise.
Well, so the reasoning for it, right, obviously, is just to get her pregnant. That's why. Of course,
plot-wise. But it also, it's weird because are we thinking about sequels at this point? I mean, I guess Cameron must be.
I asked that question, too, because I didn't remember that he's the father. I got to be honest with you.
I remembered that.
As soon as they started getting romantic, then I was like, oh, right, he's the father. But I did not, in the beginning, I did not remember that every time he talks about John Connor, that John Connor is his dad. I did not remember that at all. So you're right, though. I don't know. I mean, what...
I think the end of this kind of works as a movie.
I agree.
And frankly, they got lucky that they were able to fucking pull a second good movie out of this. They should have quit while they're fucking ahead.
Well, Jim Jam did, essentially.
Well, right? He's back now, man. He's involved in Dark Fate.
Yeah, he's involved. He didn't direct it, right?
He executive produced it, and I believe he has a story credit on that baby.
Fuck his story. He didn't have anything to do with the story. It's Gail Earhart.
Oh, damn.
That'd be great. If somebody came after him for that. Sorry, Jim. That was my story.
Yeah, he got herded.
Steve Larson's estate will come after him and be like, you stole some of this from the Swedish noir book.
Yeah. the android with the Arnold tattoo.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a hell of a good movie.
It's a fun one, man. It's a fun movie. Hour, how long is that? Like hour 40 or something?
It's short.
It felt good.
7 minutes. Yeah. I think right, like an hour. Yeah, right. You're right, like an hour 37 or something like that.
Yeah,
it is. I mean, it really gets to the point. It gets the job done. It's clunkier than I remembered. That was disappointing to me, and the pacing sometimes for me is a little bit off.
Agreed, but Cameron's already there as a filmmaker. Some of the shots are beautiful. And it's still fun and funny and cool. Like the "I'll be back" scene. Like when he first said "I'll be back," I was like, "Why is that so revered?" And then when he comes back in with that fucking truck, I was like, "That's why." That shit rules.
See, I remembered that. I mean, as soon as he said, "I'll be back," I mean, I remembered that. That's why it's so fucking funny because, like, yeah, and I must say, I didn't. I did remember the line, but I didn't remember when it came, and I didn't remember it was the first line uttered by Michael Biehn. But it really, really was awesome. When
Come with me if you want to live.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Like the whole way that's done, and in that like fucking club with like the 80s techno music playing.
You know I love movie techno clubs.
Well, they're great. They're always good. They're great in Basic Instinct, Mr. Coran.
Hell yeah, and The Matrix.
Oh, yeah. So that is a really good sequence, and I love that line. Like, that is a really, really great line that I just never even remembered or thought of, like, really until he said it. And I was like, oh, fuck, yeah.
What was that other movie we were watching where someone's dancing in a club, they kill her? Oh, never mind. I'm thinking of the show Killing Eve. Never mind.
Well, John Wick's got a ton of that shit, too.
That's true.
Yeah, a lot of movies we've covered have had those types of sequences.
All right, I'm ready to wrap up. What do you give the Terminator? Oh, by the way, the storm's coming made me laugh. At the very end, he says storm's coming, which I thought was very funny. But then that shot of her watching the storm coming is really cool.
It's a nice shot. It's a line that I almost felt, what's the word? Oh, God, I'm such an idiot. 80 yard.
Yeah.
That whole monologue. Yeah, but
I say that line in my actual life all the time.
Storm's coming.
Yeah, I just lean into people and say, storm's coming. When I was in high school, this is a funny story. I mean, it's not that funny. This is what an asshole I was in high school. I used to go up to people and whisper in their ears just one of the following two lines. I would sometimes go up to them and say, storm's coming. And I would sometimes just sidle up behind people and get real close next to their ears and go, if you build it, they will come.
That's good. I dig that one, man.
All right. I give this movie a 4.
You know what, man? That's what I'm giving it. I wrote down 4 stars, and I was actually hoping that us talking about it would bring me to a 5. I went into the movie totally prepared, thinking this wasn't even going to be a contest, that I was going to give it a 5. And I guess it just isn't quite as perfect as I remember.
No.
Like a la Predator, a la Aliens. And you know what? That's what I remember about the Terminator, and why it is not one of the movies that has been canon in my life, like Aliens and Predator and Die Hard.
Yeah,
like
man.
The Terminator has always been a movie I've liked, but I've never been a fanboy of it, like a lot of people I know are. And I think that also accounts for my less than enthusiastic love for T2.
No, see, that's why I like T2, is like anytime in my life I've like felt like watching the Terminator, I've always just been like, yeah, well, I should just watch T2. It's better.
That's interesting. Yeah. See, for me, it was just never, and I grew up right when the movie was in the same, it was one of those seminal movies in my childhood, but I just never glommed onto it like I did those other 3 I named. I don't know what it is, if it's the subject or the tone, I don't know, but it's still excellent. And so it is definitely getting 4 stars. My MVP is going to Linda Hamilton.
Mine is going to Lance Henriksen.
Oh, nice choice.
Yeah, I
Very
fucking
nice
loved
choice.
him in this.
I like seeing Lance Henriksen when he doesn't play a bad guy.
I love Lance Henriksen always,
Yeah,
even when he is
great.
playing a bad guy. But
me too, but you never see it. I mean, in Aliens, he's a good guy, but he's a robot.
he's a good guy in Millennium.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
You know what? I got to say, I need some help. It was hard for me to pick an LVP. I wanted to pick James Cameron's personality.
Oh, well, mine is Michael Biehn.
Yeah, see, that's easy for you. I didn't have. I mean, I guess the girl with who
Go
you
with
love
Ginger, yeah.
too, because just take those headphones off for like one frame.
Oh
James
my
Cameron.
God! Wait,
Frame. She
Henry.
fucks Rick Ostovich with the fucking headphones.
with her little Walkman headphones, I loved that.
It was funny at first,
But I liked that they were playing music together at one point. Like they had one, she had one ear and he was listening in. Like I liked their little relationship.
couple are definitely a cute couple, but yeah, I don't know. I don't really have an LVP, but she was a tad grating. But,
Okay. Is there a superhero count on this?
There is.
Oh, well, Arnold Schwarzenegger, you gotta say.
Wait a second, I gotta play this special music. Good memory bank.
Thanks.
Although that's Batman Forever.
You're right. I think it appears in both, but it's more in Batman Forever.
That motif. By the way, really quick on Terminator. Final point. I did want to mention the music's pretty cool. I liked it throughout. That
it's very 80s, but it's good.
So it's Brad Fiedel, who's basically taken a page out of Carpenter's workshop.
Yeah, it's moody. It reminded me a little of Tangerine Dream.
Yes. Good call. Yeah, it's good. And of course, he comes up with that fucking gung bullshit that goes on forever. All right, we'll go in the order that I looked them up. I looked up Arnie last. I didn't know what I was going to get myself into. So let's see. Linda Hamilton was in 3 cartoons, one being DC Showcase, Jonah Hex. He plays Madame Lorraine.
A hooker.
Probably. Madam. The new Batman Adventures, she plays, that's right, she plays Susan.
Great.
That in Batman Beyond, she plays Dr. Stephanie Lake. So she's a DC girl, Linda Hamilton.
Yep, she takes the roles that she gets post Cameron.
Bad for her. I really do.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
Well, I'm excited that she's in the new one, and yeah, she was Chuck's mom on the show Chuck.
It's work. Paul Winfield. This was amusing to me. In an animated Spider-Man series, I believe from '97, he played Black Marvel.
No, sure. Black
Marvel. Batman Beyond again. He played Sam Young. I don't know who that is. Lance Henriksen was, of course, Brainiac in Superman Brainiac Attacks.
Sure.
And obviously, in the Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, he played the Grim Reaper.
Oh, I like that.
Very apropos. And obviously, in 2015 cartoon of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, he played Zog.
Oh, great.
And this one was funny to me because I'm always glad that he'll never run out of work. What am I talking about? But you didn't watch Legends of Tomorrow, did you?
I watch every episode of Legends of Tomorrow.
You're lying.
No, I'm sorry. I've watched every episode.
Is that a good one?
Which one?
Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah, I like that one.
Oh, that one worked. Okay. I didn't know. I knew you gave them all a shot, but
yeah,
okay.
That's the one. It's just like all these characters we don't know where to put anywhere else are in this. So it's like this fun, weird team-up show where it's like Brandon Routh plays the Atom, and then like John Constantine is there, and like Kid Flash. It's a weird show, but yeah, Henriksen was on that.
Obsidian.
Okay, probably a villain.
Obsidian, yeah, I would imagine so. Your favorite shrink and mine in the movie, the guy who played the shrink, played by an actor named Earl Bowen.
Delightful.
Yes, and he was in so many Marvel and DC animated stuff, I couldn't even list them all. So he's a big voice actor, which kind of surprised me. But he was indeed in the Linda Carter, I Know She's My Wonder Woman, playing a character named Chaka, if you can picture what the fuck that was.
I'm going to assume he was in blackface.
I can't imagine that he wasn't. We need somebody for that Chaka character. Who do we? Earl Bowen. There we go. Earl Bowen. He also played Dr. Heller in Lois and Clark.
All right,
3 to go. Dick Miller in a great sequence in the movie we didn't mention. The gun shop owner.
Love that guy. That was great.
That's a great character actor who's been around since literally Hedy Lamarr.
Is that the thing where he puts the bullet into the gun and he says, "You can't do that," and then he gets shot?
Yes.
That is great.
Fucking nuts. He was in Justice League Unlimited voicing Oberon. He was in Batman the Animated Series voicing Boxcar's Boxy Bennett.
Jesus.
It's a mouthful. He was in Batman: Mask of the Phantasm, playing Chucky Soul.
Hey, franchise crossover.
Did we watch that?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Jesus, I don't remember. Okay, well, he was in that Chucky Soul, and he was also in the 1990 live-action show that I watched, The Flash, playing a character named Foss Knight.
All right, keep going.
And the two biggest ones for the end, Bill Paxton, of course, and surprisingly, only in one superhero production, and that was as John Garrett in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Right.
And Arnold Schwarzenegger, of course, Conan the Barbarian, Conan the Destroyer, and Lord Calidor in Red Sonja. And Dan, what else was he in?
He was the leader of the hockey team from Hell. Okay.
That's right.
Mr.
Right.
Freeze, yeah. Mr. Victor Freeze. Dr. Victor Freeze.
That's right. Yeah. That's it.
Okay, sorry. I'm getting hungry.
For a second, I thought you dropped over there.
No. All right, let's wrap it up, man. Hey, that was fun.